So what's up, guys? We're about to play a bunch of clips that I'm editing together of multiple people that are saying this slap fighting championship is not great. Not entertaining, and the number one key that everybody is talking about is the ability for these athletes not to defend themselves. They're saying that's the big key that's deteriorating them from actually enjoying the sport. For myself, been a mixed martial arts fan since the Ken Shamrock days, 1996, 97, but the ability to defend yourself is not happening, and everybody is getting brutally knocked out. There's MMA fans, MMA journalists, doctors, former referees that all say the same thing. This is basically licensed human concussions. It's worse than the original UFC that started out in 1993. This is just basically promoting head trauma, promoting violence, and promoting concussions and CTE.
Well, I've got something a lot worse for you. Slap fighting. This is the darts of combat sports, where you stand there, do no physical exercise, and allow another man to belt you as hard as he can in the face with no defense. You know, we've learned a lot about brain trauma in the last 20 years from the NFL, the wrestling, obviously fighting, and how important it is to protect people as much as you can. This is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my entire life. And I've seen a lot of dumb shit. And the man promoting it all is Dana White, a man who claims to, we care about the fighters.
I'm just going to tell you straight out. Like, I'm all for competition, and I'm all for any kind of competition there is for the most part. I really find it hard to believe, especially with, a place, like Nevada, that they are regulating sanctioned brain trauma. That's what it is. There's no defense of any type.
There's no appetite for it. It should have just been an online thing, to be honest. Ridiculous. The whole thing is ridiculous. They don't look like athletes. They don't behave like athletes. They don't get paid like athletes. I mean, what are we talking about here? And the rating was abysmal. The rating will most likely go down. You see that it's not being promoted as much on AEW. You see Dana's name not being attached to it as much. I don't know who sits there. Here's the thing. Slap is something you open your phone, you see it for 10 seconds, you swipe, you go to the next thing. It's not a show. It's not a league. It comes across as a bunch of older, out-of-touch guys saw this on an Instagram reel or TikTok and were like, oh, let's make this into the thing. And they're using the same playbook that they used 15 years ago with The Ultimate Fighter, and they're trying to do it all over again. It ain't going to work. There's no appetite for it.
To get to the point, I don't think any commission should be backing slap fighting. I think it's one of the most just senseless, unnecessarily risky and dangerous. What do we always hear in combat sports? Whether it's boxing, mixed martial arts, or whatever, it's protect yourself at all. Fighters, while they're trying to inflict damage on one another, and you might say that the injuries that are possible in mixed martial arts are worse looking than the injuries in slap fighting. In slap fighting, there is no defense. You literally are not allowed to protect yourself. And so what you get is basically just two people trading concussive blows for one another.
I mean, this fight could literally take place in a phone box, and here we see them filling up their ears with cotton wool, and I assume they're doing this to protect their inner ear from a possible traumatic perforation. But in my opinion, as a previous ear, nose and throat doctor, now my big issue with this sport is you're not allowed to defend yourself, whereas in all other contact sports, you're taught to keep your guard up to help prevent any direct blows to the head.
So as you see, again, everybody from doctors, MMA journalists, MMA referees, they're all saying this is just licensed head trauma. Like I said again, I'm a huge mixed martial arts fan, but this guy's face swelled up like a balloon. It's not something that I would ever want to watch, anything like that. I'm not saying that If you're into it, you're a bad person, because there's probably somebody into it because it's famous in Russia. Eastern Europe is all over this, like, yeah, this is badass. But for me, I'm not a fan of somebody getting the shit slapped out of their face. Like I said, if doctors, MMA fans, jiu-jitsu fighters, people all over Twitter are like, I can't stand for this. And the reason people aren't really enjoying it like they would a mixed martial arts fight, it's not based upon they don't like combat, they don't like combat sports. It's the fact that you're just having some big dude brutally slap the shit out of somebody with no defense. You noticed everybody said the same thing. I don't like it because there's no self-defense. It's like watching a car crash happen in real life. It's too brutal. You're seeing two cars go. That's basically all you're seeing in this. As a mixed martial arts fan, you're taught protect yourself at all times. The referees say put your hands up at all times. If you can't defend yourself and you're just taking an ass whooping, the referee will stop the fight in boxing or mixed martial arts. They want you to be aware of what's going on. But in this, you have your hands behind your back and you're allowing somebody that's 6'2", 250 pounds, maybe a buff guy, maybe a guy out of shape, to slap the shit out of you. And basically, I think the rule is to knock you out or make you fall on the ground. So, that's what I think the rule is. Slap your opponent so hard that you brutally knock them out. And I heard they're only getting paid $2,000 to fight and $2,000 to win. That's not a lot of money. But as always, that is my take on this whole slap fighting championship. Is it good? No. Will I watch it? No. Do I think it's something that should not be regulated? Absolutely. But as always, it's your boy Trevor back with another one.